What cleric? Oh yeah, I risk.
Excuse me? Hold up.
Yeah, you want to read it? You want to read it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Fuck you. All right, I'll read
It's medium. It's not that much.
it. Okay. So reading an accent, should read it shorter normally.
You can do the accent.
My last post has decided it accidentally on my. No.
My damn ears.
Last post was decidedly and accidentally on my part, not something that belongs on the sub for and I fuck that belongs on this sub, and for that I humbly stopped lurking and offer a story from my edgy high school days over 10 years ago, just my first group. Our DM was not great in my opinion, and would jump from game to game, setting idea to setting idea. So much campaigns would often last no more than a month-ish, and we would accomplish very little before he would run out of ideas, and we would make new characters and jump to the next whatever he was torrenting at the time. I feel like with that, you just make a world where you can just jump from idea to idea.
A little bit of a hodgepodge of everything.
Yeah. For my part in this story, I was an annoying and terrible teen who fought on absolutely everything and was fully deserving of problem player. But this was not about that. Our group at the time rolled up to this totally cool new world for our GM with
Totally
a pretty
cool new.
totally cool new world with our GM with a pretty cool flip and dip with a pretty stand assortment of LG-CN murder hobos of various niche classes. Last person to introduce the character is also the person whose house we always play at. He is introduced as being waist deep in a shrub and is, as we find out swiftly, carnally introducing himself to be a very unconscious woman. I was a bit taken aback as this guy introduces his cleric with a smile, like this is the funniest thing he has ever heard of, as our DM and paladin laugh raucously.
I don't know. People are ready to think that's
Raucous.
No.
He goes on to explain that he worships some obscure abomination goddess that he shows this divination by traveling the world and rat people. I can tell a few people around the table were looking as comfortable as I am, and I swallow my objections as the DM pushes into the next scene.
You kept pushing into that? Wow.
And I'm hoping that this is like the most stupid character choices and is never going to be brought up again. But he insisted on making it a constant thing that he brought up repeatedly every time he could. The campaign thankfully only lasted a few weeks, like most, but it was painful. But it was a painful few weeks, as each time he shoehorned in his worship, it was meant by a moronic laughter of our DM and his stooge.